Why do I feel like you're just standing there looking at me? Oh, hey, Louie. As bad as my cat. This is delicious coffee. It's a miel. It's got coffee, obviously, cinnamon, steamed milk, and honey. Pretty fancy. Yeah. I'm a pretty fancy guy, right? Oh, okay, fine. We'll just give you pets. I'm just making it up. That is just black coffee. I drink my coffee black like a real man. Puts hair on the chest. Not that I need hair on my chest. Not that you need to know about what kind of hair I have on my chest. This is awkward. I know. So, where are we at? What are we doing? I think we're getting ready to see. We have more panels to install. We have the radiator stuff to figure out. All of the power steering lines and the power steering cooler. Radiator overflow tank and hoses. What else? Got some tin to install. Hopefully get the parking brake installed. Just a list. There's a list, okay? I'm just trying to enjoy my coffee, okay? I need to, you know what I need? I need a whiteboard. You know? I can just write things down instead of relying on what's in my head. I mean, my head's like a steel trap. You know, things come in my head, but I can't ever get them back out again. Well, I'm glad you're here. Let's have some fun. Let's build a car. And maybe, if we're lucky, the wheels show up and we can ogle those. Ogle? Maybe that's not the right word. I don't know, but it's the one that came to my mind. Oh, I gotta finish my coffee. Assembled the radiator and the fan, all of the things, but I've only got it temporarily up here. I I wanted to get it in position so I can work with it, see what I need to do. Oh, look, now you can see the SVE. Well, you know, whatever, it's pretty faint. I've got this riveted just to hold it. I am going to put proper fasteners in here, also ones that I can remove once the body's on. So this is an aluminum radiator, and it doesn't seem like a good idea to me to be mounting an aluminum radiator without any type of isolator. So I'm going to come up with that solution when I do the mount up here permanently. For now, this is allowing me to address the bottom. So I, just for kicks and grins, used the stock factory plate for my overflow. But it's, in its current state, it's not going to work because it sticks out here, and that's going to get in the way of the, you know, the finishing, whatever, tin that bolts up here. Also, I am not satisfied with Factory 5's solution for mounting the bottom of the radiator just with pop rivets to the piece of tin. That's just silly to me, especially, again, this is an aluminum radiator. I don't need it hard mounted like that. So I am working to come up with a solution, which I already have in my mind, trimming this down so it can support my overflow and everything and not be in the way. And then also create a bracket to hold the bottom up so that I can also isolate it somewhat, but it be firmly in place. So I will be working on that. The power steering is all hooked up. I've got the AN fitting up on top for the low pressure line. And so with that in mind, I have my 2 low pressure lines just hanging here. I have to come up with a mount for the cooler. So that will be part and parcel, I've always wanted to say that, part and parcel with creating a bracket for the bottom of the radiator. So, what else? What else? Oh, the wheels came in, finally. And the tires, which I showed you already, so you knew that. So they're at the tire shop getting mounted, and you know, eventually you'll see them. So I just opened one box. Yep, those are wheels, and then took them up there. So I'm feeling good about this. The solution with this, I've plugged the overflow. We're just gonna leave this cap. It will be inaccessible, but I've got one here with its own overflow, which will hook over to that. As you can see, we've got the wheels on the car. I love it. And of course I had to set it down on the ground because, well, because that's what you have to do. This car is really low. Like, actually, I need to lower the front a little more than it is to even it out, but it is, it's exciting, it's so fun. Let me show you these wheels real quick. Come on over. All right, the big reveal. Actually, it's not really that big of a reveal. They're kind of the standard style, Halabrand style. They've been powder coated. I bought them from Vintage Wheel. Anyway, one of the wheel suppliers for Factory 5. They're 18 by 9s in the front and 18 by 11s in the back. Yeah, I like them. I don't normally go with a black wheel. What do you think, Louis? Black, chrome, don't care. Because I feel like it hides the difference between the tire and the wheel, and it just, everything kind of blends in. But with the theme I'm going for, that was the right choice. So, yeah. Super excited. I mean, look at these. They're like really wide. I love it. Because this axle is, you know, with, I think I might have said something before, but with the 94, it has the stock disc brakes in the rear, which pushes the width out about an inch. So they had to change the offset. So basically, with a normal 8.8, you'd have an inch more lip here. It's still a little bit more than that, and that's fine. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that, of course, it fills out those haunches. So, very exciting. Also, yeah, with the black row hoop, black wheels, black side pipe, kind of orangey saddle tan interior, black carpet, black overriders, black gills on the side, and then the paint color. We still haven't talked about it. But you're not going to be able to guess what it is. I'll just tell you that. The color, I will tell you this much. My wife was wearing some nail polish one day, and I looked at it, and I said to her, that would make a great car color. And at the time, she was also wearing a certain watch band on her smartwatch, and that's the color of the interior with the black stitching. So I saw the nail polish and I saw the watch band, and I just was inspired. So you won't be able to guess. Again, we're building it our way, so you might not even like it, but it's going to look good, whether you like it or not. You know, whether it's your cup of tea, I don't know, doesn't matter. It's going to be pretty cool. So, yeah, we'll get to that. I'm a little nervous about it, to tell you the truth, because the tone of the color I've chosen needs to be just right, and I haven't found a factory color quite right. We may have to custom mix it, but then how does it spray out, you know? So anyway, we'll make it right. I just, it's one of the things that's rolling around in my head, so. I'm gonna raise this car up and kind of show you what I've done with bracketry and everything before I start diving more into it. All right, keep in mind that my lines aren't bracketed into place yet or anything like that, but I've got the power steering lines. This is the one coming off the pump with the and fitting, or not the pump, the
steering rack with the AN fitting. This is the one coming off of the pump. What I've done is just took some extra line to lengthen the one from the pump. Because the one from the pump, it's formed, you know, it curves around like this, so I wanted to use it. I just put a union in. It's not the prettiest of solutions, but this will be tucked up here. You're not gonna see it anyway, but it'll be bracketed up there, and hopefully it doesn't leak. I probably should have changed out these stupid clamps. But hey, they worked on the Mustang for 30 years. Well, I'll just reuse them. So, you know, parts are expensive. So if you can reuse something, even if it's a little stupid, it's fine. It's okay. I may regret it, but you know what? You still gotta make the best choices you can. So I fastened this cooler, so you can see if you go like this, the bottom of the frame is a couple inches lower than this, so I don't think I'm gonna have any issues with that, hopefully. If I take it out, I take it out. That's where it had to go. So I've got some aluminum stock here that I ran between and then just mounted the cooler on. It worked well with the way the stock tubes came up and terminated here. It just, that's where, kind of where it had to go if I was going to use that cooler. So my lower rad mounts have not come up with a solution yet on that. But I'm moving on. Like, I can get to that. I can get the car running and everything with it just zip tied up. I'll let my mind percolate a little bit on that. One of my issues is, since also I'm reusing the stock overflow tank, again, I'm trying to use as much as I can from the Mustang without having to buy things. It worked in the car. Why won't it work here? Well, because I have that mounted where it was kind of in the car, you know, it's molded to be right next to that fan there. I'm using this bracket, which of course I cut down so that it doesn't interfere. But, you know, I thought about running something across the bottom here and creating some sort of mount in a stock location with rubber isolators and whatever. I can't with this. It would have to come down and then go up. I don't know. I'm probably overcomplicating it in my mind, so I'm just going to stop thinking about it and worry about it later. So I'm gonna probably start working on this plumbing, and yeah, I just love these wheels. They're gonna be super awesome. So also, you know, I didn't really talk about like why I chose the 18-inch versus the old school 15-inch, which I could have. I actually love the old school Cobra look, but since I had it in my mind to use this custom color, then the build kind of came together with interior color, wheels. The old school wheels just wouldn't quite have looked right. So maybe someday I'll do an old school style one, because that is a cool look. So yeah, I'm gonna dive back into it. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but you know, I have to accept that. So at some point in a man's life, he starts forgetting things, and you can't let it bother you too much. It'll come back if it's important, or if it doesn't come back, someone else will remind you if it's important. That never happens to me. Other people, that happens to. All right, what am I doing? got the cooling system finished. Cool. I hope. Anyway, you can see I have never used this stuff before, but the system's full of coolant and I have 0 leaks. So very interesting. Metal line. So I've got it running up there. It comes really close to this bracket, but it is not touching, and it is metal, like it's fixed, so it'll be fine. If I need to protect it with something later, I can. Got stuff in the reservoir, got my reservoir line in, and I have no drips, which is completely expected. I expected no drips, obviously. Anyway, for the bottom line, so I did protect the line here just because of this. It was just really close to this aluminum. And then we ran up under by this cross member and then just up into the engine. I also protected it at the cross member and kind of strapped it up there. So all in all, again, it's full of, the system's full of coolant, or until I get the engine started and cycle some more through. But you know, I filled from this super high point, and so it's at least filled up to there. Yeah, so at this point, technically speaking, all of the systems are attached, and I even temporarily plugged in the sensors and attached the intake until I get my new thingy-majigger and kind of get it slid this way. So, in the meantime, next is putting this, well, I won't lift it up, but this is the shifter, the cover that goes on here. And there's a little access panel thing that I need to rivet onto here, like that. And then install the parking brake. So it's coming along. I mean, the fact that, well, the power steering, it's hooked up too. Also, no leaks yet, but obviously I have to turn the wheel and run it. So no leaks in the braking system anymore. I rebled that. Yeah, we're good. So, it's just so cool. The wheels, I mean, so cool. So I'm gonna start riveting some more tin. We all know what that's about. I think we'll wrap up this episode. Put the brakes on it, the parking brakes on it. I know, I can't stop, okay? I know it's not even funny, but I can't stop, okay? I've been a dad for too long, and an adult for even longer. So yeah, it's not like it's gonna change. So these, of course, this is all stock mount. It ran through here before. This bracket is a stock bracket that came off the Mustang. I just drilled a hole, a half-inch hole through this plate, slid this. I had this, they did not provide that. You could fasten it a bunch of different ways, but I chose to use one of these little, technical term, insert here, nut thing, and then brought it around here. I used one of their supplied brackets, which we'll see if it's strong enough. You can see it twisted a little bit there, but I used a nut cert, quarter 20 bolt in there, and then it just kind of swoops up far above this, and this also does that. I bracketed it back here, and again, stock, bracket, stock bracket, and back to there. And with that breaking news, parking breaking news, I told you, we're going to wrap this one up. Good to have you along. Good to have you follow me around in the shop. And I'm just looking in the book here to see what comes after parking brake. Okay, IRS adapter. I don't have IRS, no problem. Engine ground, already done. Seats. Unpack the seats and set them in the cockpit. So that will be the next thing that we'll do next time on Project Mr. F at carsarepeople2.com. Seats. Now I can sit in it and pretend I have a steering wheel.